Hi everyone, my name is Zhang Yulu.
I'm Shirley Shen.
My name is Lou Zeyu.
Today our topic is
Culture shock.
To the international students.
And the first part about our topic is Americans don't believe in authority more than Chinese. And the first point is the example from passage. In the passage holder, the writer uses a normal instance to demonstrate this American culture. The student in this passage can choose his school according to his like and question the opinions from professor. And the second point is comparison to my culture. I never question the class contents that given by my teacher in the class, and I cannot always do the things that I want to do because most students in my country need to finish his study by following with a syllabus made by the former educators. And the third point is the reasons why these culture difference form. The people in my country always value the former people's experience more than new creative opinions based on the experiments and series. However, the Americans prefer to demonstrate their results through questioning and exploring rather than just following with the former ones. Their thoughts to these things are totally different at beginning. And the fourth point is solutions to this culture shock. People from China could try to have their own thoughts and do not always depend on the authority and the same as Chinese. The Americans can also try to use some references and authorities instead of pure theories and experiments. By doing that things will be more easier and better than before. And the last point is experience of myself. Because I was an international student, so I also experienced this kind of culture shock in my study life. Like once a time after submitting my engineer report homework, I received a very low grade, and the feedback from my instructor was said that I used too many inferences from others to demonstrate my results, but not the data collected from the classes. After that experience, I was trying to use more data analysis instead of just adding inferences, and that not only make my work looks better than before, but decreases the culture shock to a great extent.
And now is the second part about the Americans speaking in a more direct way. First is the example in the article. In the article, the Artamirona illustrate a story about the refused ride in the first time and expect the driver to ask him again. However, the American driver didn't ask him for the second time and drove away directly. Compared to my country, in my home country, people usually refuse the offer from the strangers in the first time, and when the offers asked again, they would accept the offer more politely. And the reasons why this difference exists. In my country's culture, people think that it is implied to accept the help from strangers directly. People will think that will trouble others, so they will refuse the help at the first time, and they actually need the help. So if the offers asked more times, people will accept the help from offers. However, Americans won't think it is implied to receive the offer in the first time. They speak in a more direct way than people in my home country. In American culture, if you need help, you should accept the offers in the first time. It won't make the offer feel that you are rude. And if you refuse the offer, Americans just think that you don't need the help and won't disturb you anymore. And about the solution to this culture shock. As for international students, we study and live in America now. We may need a lot of help from others in order to better involve in the American culture. If we need the help, just ask for help and don't be shy. Others will be willing to help. Just accept the help directly. Americans won't feel implied if you accept their offers in the first time. And about related to my experience, I think Americans not only speak directly but also act in a more direct way. In my experience, I was touched by the acts of the Americans. When I came into the library, I spilled my bubble tea accidentally on the ground. I crushed quickly and used a tissue to clean the floor. When I just started to clean the floor, two Americans used the tissue to help me spontaneously, and they said nothing, just helped me to clean the floor until the floor was clean. After the cleaning, I said thank you to them. They smiled and back to their seats, keep working on their own things. However, in my home country, if I have the same situation, maybe no one would help me because we are strangers. In the US, people help directly even we are strangers.
And the third part is a different attitude toward gifts. And the first is the example from the passage. Many international students love to give some gift to their professors to show their gratitude, especially the students from Asian nations and Middle Eastern countries. Professors cannot accept the gift from them, and these gifts sometimes have a different meaning in US. They need to explain the meaning for students and refuse to accept the gifts. Uh, that's a different situation in my country. In China, it's normal to give some gifts in special festivals such as Teacher's Day. Actually, it's our traditional way to show our gratitude. And I think there are some reasons why this cultural difference form. And American is really sensitive on bribe, and in order to avoid the action like the corruption, it's important for people to not receive the gifts. Even some states have laws to not accept any gifts. However, in some international students' opinion, it is not a big deal to give some presents. This is the reason why the culture shock happened. And in addition, gifts might make teachers have an unfair judgment on students' grades. Teachers might have a good impression about a student, and they will give higher grades in some subjective topic like the essay. Thus, a higher grade might be given by teachers. There are several solutions instead of giving presents. First of all, a comment after class sent by students to professor will be a good way to show gratitude. And secondly, students can give gifts after the test or collective gift. For example, a student brings a cake to class to celebrate his or her birthday, or offers the teacher a slice are also good ways. All in all, the gift should not be expensive and easily to accusation of conflict of interest. The best way is that say thank you to your professors instead of giving gifts and say as saying goes. If you are Rome, live after the Romance fashion.
And there are some other culture shocks. And the first is the different greeting ways. In China, people always greet familiar people initiative. However, Americans are willing to greet everyone, even a stranger. For example, when I walk in a street, walk on a street, and there are always some American people say good morning, hi to me. That really make me very happy, and I think it's really very nice.
And the second is spontaneous compliments. Americans like praise others even they're strangers. However, in my home country, it will be weird to praise a stranger. I have I have just been in the US for 1 month, but I have received several compliments about my dresses from Americans. Some of them are my classmates or instructors, and some of them just strangers I met on my way. I think it's a good way to get involved in the US when I compliment others spontaneously. Every time when I receive the compliments from others, I feel happy and sweet. So when I praise others, they may also feel happy.
And the last one is different friend from between two cultures. People in a different country have different definition of friend. Chinese usually love to work together and share something, such as the gift, the food from just after travel as a gift to our friend. However, in the U.S., people love to have a more independent way to be friends. And the last is our reference slide.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.